This is Action and Ambition, the show that takes you all over the world to share interviews with the most successful and relevant people on the planet. Hear their backstory, get the most important lessons they've learned on their road to success, and hear exclusive tips on how to implement their success in your own life. Action and Ambition is brought to you by Entrepreneur Magazine and your host, Andrew Metal.
Welcome to the Action and Ambition podcast. I'm your host today, Chase Geyser, and with us we have our very special guest, Yasmin Mitchell, as well as Jessica Russell. We are going to talk a little bit about the story behind Decor Steel. At Decor Steel, our dream is to bring you affordable, timeless pieces that are full of character and love. We want to inspire you to fill your home with meaning and transform your rooms into reasons to stay a while. What sets us apart from other decor places is the heart we put into our work, our mission to design unique pieces, and our site being a source of home decor inspiration. All of this while still being on a budget. We call our products steals for a reason. It's great to have you here. How are you, Yasmin?
Wonderful. How about you?
I'm doing great. So let's just get started with you. Can you tell me a little bit about your background, your story, and how you got into this space?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I am an official immigrant off the boat. I relocated to the United States in 2004 and came with a degree in interior architecture. Started looking for jobs in that space, in basically the interior architecture space, ended up working for this humongous corporation at the time called Charming Shops. They had 2,700 stores across the country, Lane Bryant, Fashion Bug, anyway, a lot of them. And I started designing their stores. After some time, a few things clicked and happened, one of which was the corporate culture did not sit well with me. That was number one. Number two, I had this wild dream that I wanted to furnish my apartment, my first apartment at the time. I wanted to furnish it with, a Restoration Hardware and Pottery Barn kind of vibe. But yeah,
it's like $25,000.
Exactly. My budget was more like IKEA kind of budget, So I definitely recognized the gap in the market, right? Because I love IKEA. I think they're one of the smartest companies out there. But from a style perspective, I found myself, closer to the Restoration Hardware / Pottery Barn customer with that, but not the budget. But anyway, with that, when I recognized the void in the market and knowing that I come from this culture where we negotiate for anything and everything. So with that, and being a lean thinker myself and knowing that I can bring value to the table, I resigned from my corporate job in the worst economic crisis in the recent history of the United States and went for it. One funny story is my husband, who I met at that company. I stayed there for some time. I stayed there for like 5 years. One day I go to him and I'm like, okay, I'm done. I am gonna resign and start my own company. And I really was hoping for him to say, no, honey, you can't. We have a house mortgage, 2 car loans, you bring in half the income, you just can't quit and go. And, that would have gave me the guilt-free ride that, what, I tried. But he goes and says, life is too short, do it. And I'm like, no, that's not what you're supposed to say. But anyway, so long story short, I did it. It was horrendous in the first few years. And I think this fits perfectly with your podcast, that success does not come easy, does not come fast either. But we'll talk more about this in a second. And basically started putting the puzzle together. And eventually it turned around and it started showing a lot of potential and took off from there.
Wow. Well, congratulations on your success. I work with a lot of startups in my day job as well. I own a small advertising business, and I know how hard it is in this space to be successful. In e-commerce generally, But in a space like home decor, where there's so many different competitors and there's always a million different products and items to compete with on Amazon, and you have to build trust. And congratulations on reaching that success. Now, I imagine that influencer marketing had something to do with your success, given that Jessica Russell's with us today. So Jessica, I just wanted to ask you a little bit about your role and how you fit into the Decor Steals story.
Absolutely. So when I first started like actually putting myself on Instagram, I didn't really know where to look, and I loved products, but like she said, it's very hard to purchase everything at once. So I was just Googling, and I got on Instagram and I saw these like beautiful vintage inspired pieces. And I'm like, okay, where's this from? And I saw the price point, and right then and there, I was like, okay, here we go, right over there. And I like the fact that you can go there and they have the unique pieces, but it's not like running out to a big box store where everything every season is the same thing. It comes back around. Like, you didn't get it last year, oh, we'll be back this year. But with Decor Steals, it's like limited time, and it's absolutely perfect because you can make your home unique.
That's great. So that kind of brings me to my next question for you, Yasmin, is how were you able to meet that need of people that have a restoration hardware taste but an IKEA budget? How are you able to actually economically figure out the business model to make that work?
Absolutely, very good question. So again, I obviously started with a huge dream and had a lot of doors shut in my face. And to your point, it's very difficult. It's a very competitive market. Well, go back to 2009 when you go talking to a wholesaler who's, male dominated field, right? You go there, you go to trade shows, and they're like, online? On what? No, what is that? I literally had conversations like that. Try with being as a young female with a ponytail and an accent added to that, and online. So yes, that was one of the biggest hurdles, is to educate the providers at the time on the online idea, B, and that brings me to Jessica's point, the daily deal concept, because we're not a typical online retailer where we go buy 5,000 SKUs and we just, hope for the best. We literally search high and low for the absolute best on trend pieces, best priced pieces. And on top of that, we work on a very, very lean budget. And this brings me to the daily deal model, which is how we don't necessarily make money based on the traditional formula that you see with retailers, that, they do Keystone, they charge double the wholesale price, yada, yada. What we do, we make a literally little profit margin per sale, but we sell thousands of the same product. So that gave us leverage and gave us strength when we go to a wholesaler. And instead of saying, I want to buy 5 of this and 10 of that, we actually go and say, we want to buy 1,000 of this and 600 of that. So, the volume mentality helped a lot. And back to, I'm talking now early days. I'm talking 2009, 10, 11. Now, granted, throughout the years, this whole model shifted even further to the advantage of the customer by us becoming the number one retailer for a lot of these wholesalers that we worked with domestically. And we went back to them, I want to say 2017, 18, and said, listen, guys, we need to shift the model a little because we see more potential. The limitations in the market at the time were, they don't necessarily have 2,000 plus pieces sitting around every day for us. Number 2 is we knew that there is a world of design out there that we don't have access to if we stick to whatever the offerings domestically look like. So we basically shifted the model a little and became, I want to put it between quotations, we became importers ourselves. And in a way, we cut out the fat in the middle, and we started bringing the product directly from the source to the customer, but maintained the very slim profit margins. So all of a sudden, our end users are now getting our product at even substantially less money because we're operating at a wholesaler profit margins, but offering it to an end user, to a consumer rather than a business.
Right.
So very often our prices are even lower than wholesale prices, because typically wholesalers have more expectations per the SKU that they're running, and I'm sure everyone knows what the word SKU means, right? Like it's
Sure.
Yes. Okay, good. Yeah. So basically, this is one of the way that I found to combat the extreme price, like the extreme retail price that is offered by Restoration Hardware and Pottery Barn, because in so many cases, we actually buy from the exact factories that Pottery Barn is buying from. For example, we actually have lanterns that we sell for a fraction of the price, and they're the same exact lanterns that they sell, same wood, same metal, same factory, same exact, but we offer it for a fraction of the price. And another thing that we do successfully, in my opinion, is we are lean. We're obsessed about getting great value to our customer. So we came out of an economic crisis back in 2009, right? And we kept that lean thinking hat on throughout the years. Even when the economy was comfortable and the customer didn't mind spending $10 more here or there, we stuck to our belief of, no, we're not going to take advantage of you. We're going to give it to you as the absolute best price that we can and take it from there. And that's why, which is shocking to a lot of our customers and even social media partners, we don't offer discounts. We don't offer coupons. We don't play that game. We don't price up to price down. Now, obviously, there are the rare occasions where we either want to spice things up and we throw something, but it usually is coming out of our profit margin, or we have extra inventory in the warehouse. We want to move more warehouses, etc. So very, very, rarely we do it, but overall, it's not part of our policy.
So how did the pandemic impact your business? And, I know one of the advantages of the Amazons of the world is, 2-day delivery. And if you're importing things from overseas, I imagine that it can be a challenge to get product to the end consumer in a timely manner. How have you had to deal with that?
Excellent question, Chase. So the consumer does not get penalized for that time slot because we only offer the product once we have it on hand. I want to say 99% of the time. We have a different model called Steal It Box. And in the Steal It Box, it's a seasonal box that is offered basically a group 7 or so products that once you get them in one box, it will set the feel of your house per that season. Those we sometimes sell beforehand because time is of the essence, but 99% of our products, we only sell once our warehouse confirms receipt.
Okay, that makes sense. And, you mentioned the importance of selling a product to thousands of people with a small margin rather than selling to a few people with a large margin, right? And obviously that involves marketing. And I wanted to ask Jessica just a little bit about how did you develop your sort of influencer status, and how is that able to help companies like Home Decor reach thousands of people in a way that they may not be able to do without the likes of you?
So what I try to do when I am doing media content influencing, I only share products with my following that I am truly genuine about. And that has factors to it, whether you can get the product, whether the product's good quality, how available it is, and honestly, the look of it too, because my feel is cozy farmhouse vintage. And I love the fact that Decor Stills offers the fact you can get those pieces, but you're not waiting 1 to 2 weeks. I don't like to purchase an item and then tell my followers about it, and then they wait 1 or 2 weeks because they are the type, they want it now. And I have to admit, I'm the same way. If I see something I want it, I'm like, when can I get that? And with Decor Stills, they have it in stock and it comes immediately. I'm not waiting. So that to my followers is a big deal as well, because they can see something in my home today and they're like, where did you get it? And if it's recent on their website, because they keep only in stock items, they can go purchase it and they can have it for the season, especially seasonal items. That's a big deal for me. on that, because I've styled products before and it's just not available. And they honestly get really sad when they can't purchase, because they are looking to you for inspiration. So for me to be able to help style it in my home, tell my followers where to get it, it helps the company too with their products.
That's awesome. So Yasmin, you've been in this business since 2009 or so, and congratulations on making it over 10 years. You've been through a lot of economic chapters in the country, starting out, in the home decor business when people were losing their homes, and then you had this sort of economic boom, and then now, there's a lot of anxiety about what's next for the economy. So my question for you is, what is something that now, having the experience you have of being in this business for 10, 15 years, that you wish you would have known when you started?
The cyclicality of the economy, you know, so there is the ups and there are the downs. It's normal. I always tell my team, it's just like a heartbeat, right? It goes up and it goes down. You have to go through both to better understand how it goes. That's what life is about. So, there were years in the beginning of the company where I would get really frustrated. I would feel that everything is gloomy and nothing is working out, etc. So speaking now as the entrepreneur that I am after that many years, I can tell you that I wish someone told me then, just stick to it. It's okay. The journey is naturally defined, like any journey, any entrepreneurial journey, let's say, is naturally defined by a start date and an end date, right? So the start date is, the obvious, you just started something, but as long as you don't declare an end date, you're still in the game. And that's not called failure. That's, you learn from whatever happened and you pivot and you become better, and you pivot again and you become better again. So I do wish someone told me that, because it probably would have spared me a lot of downtime and a lot of hardship, so.
Were there times when you thought that the business was over?
Oh, yes, a million times. And it's normal, because if
yesterday.
But 2 hours ago, I'm kidding. No, but kidding aside, if you don't, then you're not doing it right. Because if you don't, then you're not hungry enough, and that you're not fighting enough. If you become comfortable, you will not grow anymore. Growth is not comfortable. I can tell you that,
Yeah.
So, yes.
So what was the first hire that you made?
Oh my goodness, that's so dear and near to my heart. So it's a funny story. She's still with us, actually.
That's great.
So there were 2 hires back to back. Sarah, which is our customer service manager, still with us, and Sammy, who's our senior marketing manager, who's not here right now. She's on maternity leave, but she's still with us. And it's such a funny story, especially with Sammy, because I went to this website where you hire interns online, and she was in Indiana. And we're in West Palm Beach, so completely different, geographically different locations. Sure. And I hire her, and, she's helping here and there. And, you're so disorganized in the beginning when you're doing everything and wearing every hat. And so anyway, long story short, a year or so after it was Sammy's graduation, her name is Samantha Gearhart. We call her Sammy. So it was Sammy's graduation, and I go full in, and I'm like, Sammy, I'm going to offer you a full-time job. Do you want to join? And she actually moved to Florida with her boyfriend at the time, now husband. And she's been working for Decor Steels ever since. I cannot imagine the company without Sammy. And then the third hire, which is also a very interesting story, is so I got pregnant, and I'm starting to now realize, which is a big challenge for a lot of entrepreneurs. So for those of you who are trying out there, delegate. It really does help. So I was getting pregnant, or I was pregnant, and about to have a baby. And Decor Steels, unlike a traditional retail site, requires hand-holding every single morning, because we launch our deals at 10 o'clock in the morning. So someone needs to be there physically launching the deals, at least at the time. Now we became more advanced, but we still have people sitting at that time. Anyway, long story short, from inception, like the day we launched, until Leah was hired, about 7 years, right? I launched the website every single day, regardless if I'm sick, traveling. Like I would schedule my travel, around that time frame.
Wow.
Yeah, like one time we were on a cruise and we paid $350 to get half an hour of internet to be able to launch the website. But anyway, so I literally did it every single day. And then Leah was hired on February 16th, 2015. And I'm like, here, Leah, you do this. And Leah's also still with us and just came back from maternity leave as well. So yeah. I mean, my team is everything. And I think what makes Decor Steals so exceptional is the team that made it. I was able to take it so far, but if it wasn't for that group of people that is like-minded, we have so much fun throughout the day. We use Slack as our communication method. We're constantly throwing jokes left and right, having fun with it. We worked at the office for the longest time pre-COVID. We would have pranks, it was a lot of fun. But anyway, if it wasn't for this team, the first hire and the others, Decor Steals would not be the company that it is today, for sure.
Well, I think it's really a testament to your business that one of the first hires you made was a customer service rep, because most entrepreneurs think I need an assistant, and then I need an accountant and I need a manager, right? And they hire the customer service person like 10, right? But the fact that was like one of the first hires that you made is really a testament. And, it's in your mission that the customer service is really important value of your business. So what I want to do is I want to take a moment to give Jessica the opportunity to share where people can find her and follow her. And then Yasmin, I want to do the same for you as well as for Home Decor. So Jessica, take it away. Where can people find you and follow you and engage with your story?
Okay, so I am on Instagram, I'm on Pinterest, I have a blog, and I also have TikTok. So it's Itty Bitty Farmhouse, and it's the same thing on all of them. Instagram, it's got the underscore, so it's itty_bitty_farmhouse. We all know how handles can get. So that's where I'm at on there. And then Decor Steals will share me as well, but that's exactly where to find me at on there. I'm constantly on there trying to help inspire others, and with a company that helps you have products to inspire others. So that's the easiest way to find it on there.
Awesome. Yasmin, where can people find you, follow you, as well as engage with Decor Steals?
Well, before I answer that, I do want to remind everyone and even confirm further that Itty Bitty Farmhouse is one of the best accounts you guys can see. Like I remember when I first came across it, I'm like, whoa, what is this? This is awesome, because it goes two ways. Influencers get inspired by our pieces, but it's the other way around. We often get inspired by influencers, and they give us ammunition to do better. So thank you, Jessica. As far as Decor Steals, we're literally everywhere. We have our website, decorsteals.com, or stealitbox.com for the other program. And then we're on Instagram, Decor Steals, on Facebook as well. The name Decor Steals is everywhere. Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, Pinterest, you name it. and we have a huge social media following. Which again, the reason why I'm saying that, it's a lot of fun. It's a community based. We have a lot of conversations, and we don't take things seriously. We don't operate like this corporation, very dry and cold corporation that, treats people like customers. We're not that. We're fun. We like to have the conversation. We like to be part of the conversation. And I think that's part of our success as well. We have exclusive, Facebook groups that I would love people to join on, because we're constantly, the team of Decor Steals is constantly on talking and sharing experiences, answering to people's questions, etc. So
awesome. Well, it's been an honor and a pleasure to have all of you on the Action and Ambition podcast today. I hope that you'll come back and join us after some time passes and update us on how things are going.
Absolutely. Chase, thank you so much for having us. It was a lot of fun.
My pleasure. Take care.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening to Action and Ambition with your host, Andrew Metal. Please leave a review and subscribe, and go to andrewmetal.com for all the exclusive lessons, behind the scenes footage, and video content of the show. Follow us on Facebook and YouTube at Action and Ambition, and we'll see you on the next episode.